Greetings, everybody. I'm just going to tell you that I'm in my 50s, those of you who don't know. And I'm stating that because I want to let you know that I have never been to a dance. It is my wish to really go to a dance. Now, my husband attempted to make that a reality, but when we went to the dance, it got shut down. So Jenny still haven't had a chance to really enjoy what it's like to be in a dancehall scene. Now I'm coming to talk about dancehall, but I'm coming to say some things, and I'm not sure how this is gonna go over. But I'm just gonna talk up the things then, because when the time comes for me to talk, I'm going to say it. Now I'm going to talk about Vybz Kartel. This is primarily about Vybz Kartel, but it's not to use his name for views. It is to really point out some things that happen to this gentleman. Now, I'm going to also talk about some vloggers, and I'm going to name one particular one. And I'm going to say these individuals, most of them don't like Vybz Kartel. They just rape his name for views, and it is disgusting. And one particular person is this guy called Virtual TV. I used to watch him, and at first I was believing him that he really liked Vybz Kartel, until after a while, especially when Vybz Kartel was going through the appeal and we all were waiting for the result, the guy would always have these breaking news. And when you go on, it's pure BS. The guy literally raped the man's name for views. And he's not alone. A lot of these vloggers who are doing reviews and things like that, they only used his name. There are few persons, very few people. Like in the very beginning, SoFlo was one of those folks who was supporting him. And I think he probably stopped talking about Vybz because he realized that there were a lot of persons who was using his name just for views. He genuinely loved Vybz Kartel and used to really talk about him a lot and, promote thing about him. Anyone who watches my channel knows that I love Alkaline too. Listen, I'm a mother, so I don't have time for, this one over here, not liking this one. I understand that each artist has people in their own camp. And of course, I kind of love the loyalty that these guys get from their own camp, And so those who are loyal Vybz Kartel fan, they come out for him and they represent. And those who are Alkaline fans, they represent. But me personally, as an older woman, I love to see these guys stand in their own individual arena and do the thing, do the thing. I love it. I love it. I love the competition because you don't see how great one is without looking at what the other one has to offer. Greatness by itself is not tabulated unless persons have a competition or competitor. Do you understand? But I'm not talking about the competition between Vybz and Alkaline right now. And some people say there's no competition. But let's give them their respect. Both of them in their own arena, their own, have their own fan base. And that's a good thing. Now, in terms of Vybz, these guys like Virtual TV, consistently call up the man's name. And what really breaks my heart, I'm thinking to myself, since the appeal was heard, all of a sudden it's like many of them don't care anymore. It's like the man is the same man. As I have told some of you, I was not a dancehall fan because of my Christian upbringing. But in academic circle, the man was studied. And this is why I don't care what anybody says about Vybz Kartel. You need to separate the man from the musician, if that's the case. He's a musician and he has done a lot of good things in dancehall in terms of bringing the music to international location. A 4th-year university course based on Vybz Kartel's music. And a lot of the people in Jamaica, especially those who go after him and try to demonize him, don't realize the respect he gets. And God forbid it, if something happens to him tomorrow, they would get to see it. Then they will understand how they understood Bob Marley after his death. And that's what I don't like with our people. We wait for other persons to come and sing our people's praise. We don't respect our own people. Now, these guys who claim that they love the Vybz Kartel and they were running with his name every day, and they got thousands of dollars from YouTube using the guy's name, using his unfortunate situation to come up. It's just nasty. Very, very nasty. And virtual TV, you're one of them. I remember going on your video and saying that you're articulate in the way you were presenting yourself. But it turned out that you were shamelessly using this man's name for views. You don't care about him, but you presented the story like you did. It's pure nonsense, to be honest with you. And I'm waiting to hear someone, except for one person. Her name is oh my goodness, Blessed Gaza Diva. I know, Gaza, if you're listening to this video, Gaza Diva, you might be upset with me because I know you're avid. Listen, you're like a pit bull when it comes to Vybz Kartel. You're out there just Vybz Kartel would know that you are a true fan and a true supporter. You're one of those persons that I know you're not doing it for the views. You're like a mother and a mother figure. You're out here fighting. And I like to see that kind of loyalty with people who say they love people. For me, the loyalty I have is a different kind of loyalty than Blessed Gaza Diva has. She's a true supporter. And it's not that I don't support him. It's just I'm open. And I'm more like a mother figure. Like, I want to raise Vybz as my son and Alkaline as my son. I want them to do well. I want these guys to be able to take care of their family. Because the black man have always had to struggle over the years. We are not talking about what they claim he did. Because the truth is, we all know that people have done worse and they're still free. I'm not saying that the guy should do bad things and walk free. I am not saying that. But I'm also going to say this too. I see Vegas, I have supported you over the years. And whenever anything comes out with your name, I tend to address it. Most times I agree with your stuff. But I'm disagreeing with your subliminals lately. And I'm thinking, as a man who have had an encounter with somebody who could have lied on you and put you in prison. I said that before in another video and I'm saying it again. Someone could have said that you were a terrorist and had you thrown in prison for the rest of your life. You got to be careful. I don't know what's going on with you, Vegas, because as I said, you're someone who I've gone into your inbox and talked to you. But lately, I don't know what's going on with you. I'm not sure what you're on. But I need you to think about this and to be careful because you never know what is around the bend. You never know when your time comes up and what happens to you. So you have to be careful. Again, I hear people saying things. And unless I hear it out of your own mouth, I can't judge you on it. But I'm assuming the last time I watched a little bit on your video, Vegas, I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying that Vybz is in jail doing things out on the road? Like, what are you saying? Because Gaza camp will eat you alive. And so I think you're being very cautious in the way you're saying certain things. But I think you're out here dropping subliminals and you need to stop. The guy is behind bars. Vegas. He doesn't need a colleague to be out here putting more poison on his name. That's not nice. He's behind bars. He's not stopping any of you from being great. You're free. So you need to stop. And you need to really think about, just staying in your own lane and doing your own thing and riding something out once in a while. He doesn't need that. He really doesn't need people, making things worse for him because he already is in the worst situation. And the truth is, many of you have given up on him because Jamaican government and the judicial system have said, okay, this is the end of your road. But you don't know what God has in the future. You don't know. And many of these vloggers, that's why I don't like them. I don't watch dancehall reviews anymore because most of them are not genuine. And what they do is just encourage people to hate each other and create this divergent conversation that is not helping anybody. Why don't I hear somebody come out and state and ask questions? Why Vybz Kartel, 2 lawyers, have not done more? It's weird. One of his lawyer is now a politician. I don't understand that. And people don't say anything. You're a politician. How is it that you were defending this dancehall artist and you're a government person that now, Anyway, did they actually do the best they could for Vybz Kartel? What is the story? And now we see a gentleman released from prison for committing crime. At one point, they said this person was most wanted or whatever. I'm not saying this person should be free. I am just saying, what were you able to do for him behind the scenes that you were not able to do for Vybz Kartel? And it's not over for him because he's still in the court system. But the people need to up off his name. And some of you will say, why you on his name? I genuinely care for this guy because he contributed to Jamaica in positive ways too. And all we hear is the negative. Dancehall always been called out as a thing that is destroying the fabric of Jamaica, when that is a lie. Damien Crawford came out and spoke recently and said that's not true. And Vegas, you come out now and you seem to be the kind of person who just want to always be on the opposing side. You get a kind of traction from opposing. So even if that was originally your view, once someone comes out that you I don't like, or I don't know if you like to create controversy or whatever, you go on the opposite side because what Damien said is the truth. Dancehall is used all the time when it benefits politicians, and then they turn around and demonize it. You know, leave Vybz Kartel alone. He's already incarcerated. He doesn't need a fellow dancehall musician to be tarnishing his image. They already did a great job of that. Be a kind person. Be compassionate. Think about if you were there, how would you want your fellow dancehall artist to treat you? You, Mr. Vegas. You, Mr. Vegas, you could have been incarcerated. When the woman on the plane threatened that she was going to call Homeland Security or whatever to take you when you get off the plane, they could have arrested you. You could have been behind bars right now, and they could have lied on you, and you would have at least want to have one person that say, no, it's not the truth. You're trying to hide your true feelings, Vegas, but you're not. And I'd like you to find some compassion within yourself to say, don't kick somebody when they're down. Vybz Kartel didn't stop anything for any of you. Most of you are glad that he's in prison. You're happy. Even though you're saying, Vegas, that, he could stay in there and inspire the youths and say this and that and that. At the end of the day, you can do that too. You start out as this revolutionary fighter, and all of a sudden, I don't know where that went. Or you started out as someone who was an educator, and all of a sudden, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and I just don't care at this moment. But yeah, I just want to say that regardless of what you all think about Vybz Kartel, he is truly a legend. It's in academic circles, and you will find out as history will tell. History will tell how the world sees him, separate and apart from the things that he's accused of. We need to be not so judgmental and to understand that when someone is incarcerated, they're paying time and penance for something that they're accused of. We don't need to constantly rehash that because we never know when we are going to be in trouble and we need support. Do you understand that? Yes. So, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people in this video, and I'm waiting for it, but it's okay. He was done wrong. People abused him. People used him. People juiced him and took his money and pretend that they were going to help him, and they helped themselves financially. And some of them are responsible for him being behind bars. And they have laid traps for this guy. And even when he wanted to be a gentleman, they made it difficult for him. And then maybe he rubbed the wrong, surface. And now he's paying a penalty. But, oh, God bless, no man curse. And if someone is not dead, don't give up on them. You never know what the future holds. In the meantime, people, I'm going to end it right here. And I'm going to say, bless up yourself, speaking the truth as usual. Bless up, bless up, bless up.